Studio comedy films are back on the big screen with the newest one releasing this Friday from Sony, and I thought this was a enjoyable movie. Let's get to the review. Welcome back, film fans. It is Brad from Let's Be Real Brad, and today in the channel, I want to talk to you guys about the brand new comedy film called No Hard Feelings. No Hard Feelings is co-written and directed by Gene Stupinski, as the film stars Jennifer Lawrence and Andrew Barth Feldman. On the brink of losing her home, Maddie, played by Jennifer Lawrence, finds an intriguing job listing. Helicopter parents looking for someone to bring their introverted 19-year-old son out of his shell before college. She has one summer to make a man or die trying. So by that plot description alone, this movie is very strange and kind of weird, but in all honesty, I can actually see this happening for some weird reason. I mean, look at everything that happened in 2020 till now. Anything could happen. And I was a little nervous going into this movie because the trailers for this movie were very promising in terms of the comedy. Many of the big laugh out loud jokes were in the trailer. I was very nervous of how this movie could be, and it turns out to be a very enjoyable film. This is a very typical comedy film that you already know what's going to happen when you see the first 10 minutes of the movie or even the trailer. If this movie was made in the early 2000s, it would be a absolute train wreck. But I think because it is made in today's time and actually having pretty good jokes in here and understanding the characters, I thought this movie did its job. One of my favorite aspects about this film is the humor. There were a lot of very funny scenes in here and great setups that happen along the way, and it makes sense because the director of this film has actually directed many episodes of The Office and directed the 2019 film Good Boys, which I thought was really good. And so he has a good grasp on comedy and setting jokes up, especially because he is one of the writers on this film. And I found this movie to be really entertaining in that way. This is a very easy movie to watch where you just want to enjoy something that is funny, and it does exactly that. I'm really happy to see Jennifer Lawrence coming back onto the big screen because she was one of the biggest stars of the 2010s, and now she's finally getting back to it, and she was really funny in this movie. I have always thought that Jennifer Lawrence had a great sense of humor, but not like this, as I found her to be insanely funny, and I just would love to see her in another kind of role like this because I think she truly nails it. Andrew Barth Feldman, who plays the introverted 19-year-old, was a big surprise because I had no idea who he was or how he was going to play this role, and he does a really great job, especially with how his character develops throughout the film, because you know it's gonna happen, and he does a really great job portraying that. You do feel that he is this introverted 19-year-old and not just this, kid actor who is making a big name for himself. He really committed to this role, and it shows. I also really enjoyed the fact that this movie tried to have some emotion behind it with its characters, as halfway through the movie, it does become a drama movie with a lot of emotional aspects to it that I really wasn't expecting, and I found it to be pretty sincere for the most part. It doesn't completely work and it's not the best written, but for a comedy movie, it actually pulled itself away from being a very silly, over-the-top movie into be something real. I think this is a really decent movie for graduating students or college kids or just young adults in general, because this movie does dive into many different aspects about graduation, your future, and what you're supposed to be, and all these different elements that we as young adults get very confused by, and I thought it actually did a decent job of doing that. Unfortunately, this movie does have quite a few negatives here, and I do have to start with some of the subplots in this movie are not all that great. There are a few characters that show up and talk to Jennifer Lawrence, and they talk about something that's happened in the past, and it comes up repeatedly, and it's not just a joke. Like, it feels like it is part of the movie, and it's a subplot, and it just didn't really work for me. One of the other negatives I have with this film is that it is a little too long. The movie clocks in around an hour and 43 minutes, so that is around the average runtime. But for a movie like this that isn't the most complex, very in-depth story ever, I feel like this at least could have been an hour and 30 minutes tops. I think the movie would have tighter pacing, as there is a good section of the film where there's just not a lot going on. As much as this movie is really funny, I didn't find all the jokes to work, as there were a few here and there that just felt really over the top and very cheesy and not subtle, and I guess that's kind of the whole point of the movie. But not all the jokes really worked for me, as I had a packed out theater for this film and not everyone was laughing during it. I couldn't tell if because the audio was a little low or it just wasn't all that funny. Overall, guys, No Hard Feelings was an enjoyable and decent comedy film that does exactly what you want to do. It has some pretty decent performances, especially from Jennifer Lawrence. It is a very easy watch, and I think if you go see this movie on a matinee showtime, or just if you want to check this movie out, I don't think you'll be very disappointed. I think you'll have a good time watching it. I'm giving No Hard Feelings a 6 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for checking out this review, as I want to know below in the comment section, have you seen No Hard Feelings, and are you excited to check it out? If you haven't seen it, I can't wait to hear about those. Before you guys check out this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave a like as you always should, and ring that notification bell so I can see you all in the following video.